when it comes to our edge, right? We're constantly trying to find our edge, right? And as we go into year 2, year 1, extremely important, right, guys, for setting the tone and establishing the way that we want to operate, the way that we want to play, and going through that. I think we did that.
He slipped and he fell down. Trevor fell down on the play. Now he's going to try and run it in. He's in it. He is on touchdown. Trevor ran it in. He ran it in. Touchdown.
There's no guaranteed success, but I do feel like this is sustainable. The things that we're doing, I know offensively and defensively, I mean, just both sides of the ball had a hell of a year when it got down to the end where we finished and the growth that we had.
There is no year more important than year 2. There's no year. Because, man, let's be honest, there's been a lot of one-hit wonders. That's the reality.
Running room for Parker Washington, 45, 40, 30, along the right sideline. Parker Washington, he's going to bring it back. Parker Washington, touchdown Jacksonville. There are no flags.
They just go hop on the bandwagon right now. Everybody in this locker room on the Jaguars team, even upstairs, we know everybody probably going to try to hop on this bandwagon now, but we don't want anybody. They can stay where they at. It's us. It's all about the Jags.
Knocked down. Devon Hamilton knocked it down. It's no good. The Jaguars win it. The Jaguars win it. That ball is going to be knocked away. The Jags win it in overtime with another terrific defensive play. All these cardiac cats.
Everybody but us. Excuse my language, mama and dad, grandmama, but everybody but us.
What are we doing to separate ourselves so that we take the next step as a team?
Now, after that sack, Josh has set the franchise career record for sacks. Congratulations to Josh Hines Allen.
I can't really sit up here and say that, what our season's going to look like next year, but I can say that we got a team full of guys that's committed to each other. Obviously, this team's going to be a little different. You heard what Coach just said. It's a business at the end of the day. Some people are going to be here, some people are not. But the guys that step on this field, leading to OTAs, to training camp, to the first game of the season, to the last, those are guys we're going to ride with, and those opportunities we're going to try to develop and win.
We're trading up in the draft. We're moving from pick 5 to pick 2, and we're doing it because you're the one we've been hunting up.
Yes, sir. That's the best decision.
That ball's caught by Travis Hunter. He's into the end zone. Touchdown.
To be able to put it all together this spring, I think it'll be fun.
Fires middle of the field. That was caught. 35, 30, 25, 20. Brian Thomas Jr. He hung on to that one. Fires middle of the field. That ball is going to be caught for the touchdown. Jacoby Myers. Along the left sideline. 50, 45, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Touchdown. Touchdown.
We're going to bring you a product that you all can be proud of. And we are so appreciative of your support. With that, game on.
Now, Jaguars Today on 1010XL with Mike Dempsey, Fat Tony, and RJ Saunders.
Oh, yeah. Tom McManus in studio as well. Why do I sound weird today?
You sound good.
Do I sound good?
I think so. I sound a little weird, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
In your own ears, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
clearly, because
you sound weird to you?
headphones. Yeah, a little bit.
How do we sound, Tony?
It's a little off. I think it may just be the third mic being open gives it a different sound.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
A little echoey.
Yeah.
It's okay. You look good.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that.
Both of
you can
look
stream
real
us
good.
on YouTube, on
go.
Twitter, and on X if you want to see just how good I look. I don't know if you saw Doom's tweet the other day.
I don't know.
He had, I guess he watches the show on YouTube TV or something like that, right? So he's taking a picture of his dogs at the door. Basically, he said, "Pest guy's here."
Yeah.
And it's a picture of me on the damn TV.
I saw that.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Pest guy
That's a good one.
is here. It's ridiculous. Anyway, combine's underway, and your position group, man, this sounds really off to me. I'm telling you. Anyway, your position group was on display yesterday.
The
The
off-ball
linebackers,
yeah.
looking pretty good.
They did. I saw where Jacob Rodriguez looked pretty good. Some of those guys from Ohio State, I mean, the edge or whatever you call them, they were more edge, but they were unbelievable the day before. But yeah, the linebackers, I think they're a pretty good class. I know the edge and then the defensive tackles got a real good class coming out, mostly nose tackles. But yeah, I looked at the numbers today. And Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech, they're the one thinking that he could be there in that third round, maybe. for our Jags. But, you ran pretty good times. Looked like he flowed pretty well.
Yeah, I feel like all these guys that we're looking at right now, Tony, it's pipe dream city. Anthony Hill was popular in our mocks at the beginning of the week. He had a fantastic day. All the linebackers seemingly showed. I guess the good news is there are a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So if you need something else, like maybe your teams will say, well, we can wait and get one in the second round or whatever the case. Maybe that pushes a few of these guys down. But the top 10 might be littered with linebackers from the sounds of it.
Yeah, it's remarkable. The combine every year, when you see these guys going through the testing they put them through with the 40s and the verticals and, the long jumps and all these different things they ask, you get reminded how freakish the athlete actually has to be to make it to the NFL, right? Like just how special the unique blend of all this stuff. I mean, they have guys that are out there that are 320, 25 pounds that have vertical leaps of 33, 34 inches. Like
they have Caleb Banks
from Florida.
I don't know how they have guys, but they got Caleb Banks. Yes.
Yeah.
It's remarkable. Like you see it, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're somebody that's like, maybe like young people that are like, maybe one day I'll be able to play in the NFL. Well, you better start working on it. Boy. Like there is the athleticism that you have to compete at that level, and it gets put on full display. If nothing else, if it does nothing else at the combine, it reminds you how difficult the test actually is to qualify to even be considered to be in the National Football League.
Absolutely. I mean, look, the 40 is, got to be fast. You got to be fast enough, right? So you look at that guy Styles at Ohio State, who ran a 4.46. Very, very impressive. But his broad jump was over 11 feet. That's like all explosiveness. He verticaled like 43 and a half. That's another form of how explosive you are coming out of your stance. Well in the 3-cone, moving in the bags. I mean, just that's where I think you can really see a lot when you get them out in that open field or move them through the bags or move them in, direct them in movement, change direction, that type of thing. But yeah, man, these guys, I mean, that guy especially, to be able to jump like that, I couldn't jump for what. Clearly, because white man couldn't jump back in the 90s. But today, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, to be able to jump like that, that's why he's considered a high. When you're a freak of nature and it shows up on film how good of a player you are, that's why you're top pick.
Right. But it still drives me crazy to hear them all say, it's all about the film. It's all about the film study. And then have them say, well, that guy made a lot of money this week. Then how? If it's all about the film, the film hasn't changed at all. You're all liars. You all do go on combine measurements and you do let that impact. And I'm not saying it's even the wrong thing, but they all claim that none of this yet. How do these guys jump up into the top 10, based on their testing numbers if they don't put that absurd amount of weight on it?
No, it's true. And, part of it is, man, look what I could do with that, right? I know he's a good player, right? He showed it, but, man, he just ran a blistering 40, jumped to the moon. His 20-yard shuttle was ridiculous, moved great in space. Yeah, he's definitely moving up the boards.
His film would be better if I had been coaching him in college, kind of thing, right? You look at it, so, the film is what it is.
The kid, Zane Durant from Penn State, he moved up because he ran like a 4.7 at 308 pounds or something like that, or 295 or somewhere in that range, So he looks good on film, and now he's definitely going to move up because of what he showed.
Then they'll tell you, it made us. It does is we go back and we take a closer look at the film. So, did you do a bad job the first time? I mean, honestly, the film is the film. I don't get
the film.
What you're looking closer at now.
Right.
That you're seeing the numbers on. You go, oh, wait a minute, maybe I didn't grade this guy very well.
You guys probably already talked about this, but I've read where the Rams have been doing it for years. They've been using that GPS data in practices and games, and that's how they're measuring the athleticism. They'll look at the combine numbers, but they're not ahead of the GPS numbers. I found that pretty fascinating. That if you can get that,
that's real.
That's
intel.
Real in game or in practice.
This is how the guy's going to translate his speed into pads when he's playing.
Right. So the 40, look, it's if you get off the line, you're going to miss a tenth, right? It is a straight line. You're never really in that position. It's important, of course. You got to be able to run in the National Football League, especially depending on position. But you really got to be able to change direction. You got to be able to move and swivel your hips and be able to get from one, sideline to the other, depending on what position, whatever the case may be. Your 40 may not be that important, but your 10 is important because it's showing that you got
your three-cone
quick
drill.
off. Your three-cone drill is a big one.
Right, all these things. And I'm not the one who's saying they're not important. I think they are
I know.
important to a degree because what you see on film, you're looking at it in the context of, well, he's playing against these guys. Maybe these guys aren't running as fast. And he looks fast on film. Right? You know what I mean?
No,
seriously,
sure,
you're pulling away from guys.
Yeah.
Okay, how fast is the guy you're pulling away from?
Yeah.
And so, let's get an objective measure of just how fast you can potentially be.
Yeah.
So, anyway, combine underway. So we got some combine thoughts today, including some interesting players the Jags have been meeting with. By the way, who are the Jags? Who is meeting with these players? Seriously?
Yeah.
I guess the scouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they're allowed to have their impressions altered by a 15-minute interview because they're the ones who are going to pitch those players to you, right?
Yeah.
But Gladstone and Cohen can't stand to talk to a guy for 15 minutes because it's going to sway their opinion and override their film study?
Maybe they're on Zoom. I don't know.
I don't. Maybe they are.
They're part of the
Maybe they
conversation.
are. I don't know. I just find it we don't want to meet with anybody and have that sway our opinion.
Right.
15 good minutes of sitting with. So how isn't that going to sway a scout's opinion, or is that only a problem for the GM and the head
they
coach?
rely heavily on the scouts.
I just want to know who's meeting with these people that they're all meeting with when the GM and the head coach don't go to Indy.
Right under the GM, it's the pro personnel director.
Okay,
and then
why should he be allowed to have his opinion swayed? I mean, if this is the philosophy,
I know.
that we can't
I don't
allow
know
these
if I know
interviews
the
sway
answer.
our opinion.
Yeah.
Then why are you doing any interviews? I don't understand.
I don't really either.
Because if I'm going to do an interview, I'd rather James Gladstone do that interview,
or at least
than
Tony
anyone else on the staff.
Yeah, is Tony there?
Not to my knowledge. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't been led to
I think
believe
maybe he should be in there at least.
Somebody who ultimately James Gladstone's the one who's making the decision on this, right?
Yeah.
So these interviews are going to influence how anyone feels according to the Jags' stated philosophy.
Yeah.
They're going to impact how they evaluate these guys.
Maybe that football doesn't bounce off the carpet as clean as it does on the field.
Maybe I don't know.
Throwing the football and maybe makes them think better.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I
do know what you're saying. All right. So today we're going to talk about which position you think has not been discussed enough that you feel is a need for the Jaguars. It's our Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. So hit us up with that. We got plenty of combine musings. Tom McManus in studio for the next couple of hours. So let's get into it. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. Hit us up on socials at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, and Meathead55, and R has no J. All right, and stream the show, as I mentioned, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on X. And we are underway listening to Jaguars Today here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Adding more flavor to your evenings.
What's that haunting aroma?
Into the night with Rick Ballou.
Will there be anything else?
Have a late night snack with Hacker.
You're gonna die soon with that diet, you know that.
Evenings on Jacksonville Sports Radio 1010XL.
For nearly 60 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard has been Jacksonville's trusted name for the outdoors. From archery to hunting and fishing and more, their expert staff helps you get it right the first time. Right now, stop in and try the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews and get dialed in before spring. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
We're certainly
currently facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Roll through the offseason with AA Automotive and 1010XL. It's a place where 300-pound linemen run faster than you and me. Combine coverage is brought to you by Window World of Northeast Florida and Holland Sons Plumbing.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name. It represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
What Major League Baseball pitcher holds the record for most career no-hitters and over 5,000 strikeouts?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Nolan Ryan's 7 career no-hitters might be an unbreakable record, but his 5,714 strikeouts certainly is.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
When you drive past a Kuhn Flowers location, did you know their inside showroom is filled with gift items? Kuhn Flowers isn't just for sending flowers. Frank Frangie here, and when I need a unique gift, I head for Kuhn Flowers, Beach Boulevard and in Ponte Vedra since 1947. Kuhn Flowers.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
Tommy Mac, dad bods anytime soon?
Yeah, next the 7th, March 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a
Saturday?
I think so.
I think it is.
Yeah, 8 o'clock at the local in Ponte Vedra.
All right, there you
Making
go.
a return visit. Yeah,
you ever do Walking in Memphis? Is that in your vocal
Great
range?
tune.
It is
Great tune, yeah.
I just saw somebody today. Now, this is one person's opinion. Like named it the greatest one-hit wonder song of all time. When all things considered, because he was like named. He won the Grammy for like best new artist and all that, and never had another top 40
barely
hit. Yeah.
You know what? One of my favorite one-hit wonders is I don't know Dixie the Dixie Riders. Remember they come on Irene to ride. Come on.
Yeah, that was Dexy's Midnight Runners. Okay. The Dixie Riders, everybody. Charting on the country western chart. Dexy's Midnight Runners.
That one.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. All right.
You remember that song?
I do.
That's a good
to
one.
you is the question.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, Come
I
On,
remember the
Eileen.
video. Come on, Eileen.
Yes,
That's it.
that
Yeah.
was it.
I remember the video.
That was a good one. That's usually one of the ones that gets most often mentioned in the one-hit wonder.
Thought I snuck one by you.
I didn't know who the Dixie Runners or whatever, you Riders. I did not know that one.
Right.
I was going to have to look to Tony. Tony's...
It comes back in pieces. What can I say?
Yeah, I don't know any of that. I know it was Boom by POD. It was what we came back with right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I knew that one.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Good call.
2 out of 3 knew that one. I had no chance.
No
chance.
Actually, I
whatsoever.
sent it to
Oh, did you?
RJ. Yeah, you know,
All right, well,
when I hear good tunes, I send them to RJ.
All right, we don't have to worry about Ruben Bain here in Jacksonville.
No.
Right? But it's
You don't think?
It's a talking point. Well, yeah. I mean, that'd be quite the tumble.
That would
right?
be a tumble letting down.
By the way, I'll take Ruben Bain's short arms at pick 56 right
All day.
now.
Yeah, give it to me.
At pick 56, but you know, when you're taking a guy in the top 10, everyone in Jacksonville, I think, hates the measurables because Balky adhered to them too strictly, right? Like you've got to there's got to be a mesh point between productivity and potential. But when you look at Ruben Bain, and if the measurements are accurate,
right?
He measured in with less than 31-inch arms, like 30 and 7/8.
Yeah, an eighth inch
Right,
less.
the
but
tiniest
still,
bit less.
Yeah.
But the short arm guy, the guys they consider short arm guys at the position in the NFL are usually about 32 inches, right? So they're a full inch longer. Why does that matter? You know, because you're trying to
Leverage.
reach out. You're right. You're trying to get your engaged with
Most offensive linemen have arms at least that long.
They've got long arm, right? And they're impacting you before you're getting into their body.
if they're quick.
And certainly you can overcome that with quickness and moves and things like that. But you know, it was all the rage yesterday talking about no edge rusher with arms shorter than 31 inches has had double-digit sacks in the last 25 years.
Yeah, right.
So there is something to it.
Right.
You know, you can say, well, this guy, look at him. He's a baller. Well, he's 5'3". Okay. You know, like, I mean, you know, there's a range where it's absurd. Well, where does it end? You know, I don't know what that is. I'm not saying Ruben Bain can't be a good player in the National Football League, but the numbers are the numbers.
Right.
You know, and that's why teams, you know, generally it's tough. If you're a coach who's on the hot seat, you're going to push for taking a guy who bucks the norms. If he doesn't work out in his rookie year, they'll go and look at you and say, you should have known that.
Yeah. No, that's obviously valid, and the history speaks for it. I think if you're ultra fast off the edge, maybe you can combat that arm length. You know, you think of a guy, and I don't know what his measurables are, but I know Dwight Freeney was a freak coming off the edge. And I'm sure his arms were not under 31 because we wouldn't be having this conversation. But with that kind of speed, can you get by with a little bit shorter of an arm? You know what I mean? I don't know. I've never been a pass rusher, but that stat says a lot. And it look, it makes sense. It's who reaches out to who first, and if my arm's longer than yours, right? I would say this to somebody, like if you have, if I have an inch, you know, in length on my arm compared to you, and we're the same speed, and we throw a punch at the same time, I'm gonna hit you first.
Right.
There's just no. It's just, what is that? Physics, maybe?
I don't know. It's math.
It's one of those.
Something math.
Force equals velocity or something.
The length of your arm is longer than mine.
Yeah. Now, as opposed to if they're the same, or put it to the same thing, like one's longer than the other, but the shorter one's faster, you got a chance. You know what I mean? You can get into them faster than they can get into you, is basically what it is. But if they get into you, they can press you out if they're strong enough. And that's where that length comes in handy.
Let's see. Trey Hendrickson, again, noted for having shorter arms, 32 inches. Micah Parsons is 31.5. I mean, he has no problem getting the quarterback. But it's Ruben Bain, to my understanding, is not going to be able to play as an outside linebacker in a 3-4.
No.
He's a
DE.
Hand on the ground defensive end. And he's not at 264, I think, not going to be playing inside, other than the occasional
Aaron Donald's length, I wonder?
Aaron Donald, he was short arm guy too.
Was he?
Short,
he was
shorter,
violent,
but he wasn't an edge rusher either.
No, right?
And he but okay, and people do make that comparison, right? But Aaron Donald is one of the greatest players of all time.
Well, he combated it with speed and violence with those hands. I mean, he was
and because
breaking
he
bones.
did it though, doesn't mean
everybody can.
Everybody,
Agreed.
even if they're
totally.
built exactly like it.
Yeah.
You know what I
32
mean?
and 5/8.
32
okay,
and
so
5.
that's actually good length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was considered small.
Wow.
He was short.
Right. 6'1".
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he wasn't 320, but he obviously, he had incredible leverage, incredible strength.
Who, Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald.
He was only like 285, like 290.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he was considered small, a small,
Right, gotcha.
for a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But
he made up for that speed and violence and just
he was
leverage.
amazing.
Yeah.
But I think people too often look at that outlier and say, well, Aaron Donald did it. Well, yeah, but he's historically in a very small pool of guys. And even then, his arm length was like nearly 3/4 of an inch longer than yours.
Okay, throw two guys up on the board. They play the same position. They got the same measurables. They're pretty close, except one thing, the arm length. Who are you taking?
I mean, you take
the guy with longer arms?
Probably.
Tape's the same.
But
Everything's
that's
the
thing.
same.
When is the tape ever exactly the same, right?
Okay.
So you're going to come in with a feeling like, I like Bain as a pass rusher, third best in the class compared to this guy or that guy or the other guy.
Right. But it's those kind of things that NFL teams get caught up in.
Mm-hmm.
With as great as we all know Aaron Donald was in his career when he got to the NFL, he went 13th.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? Like, that's where he eventually got drafted. Clowney 1. I'm looking at it in front of me right now. Greg Robinson 2. Blake Bortles 3. Sammy Watkins, Khalil Mack, Jake Matthews, Mike Evans, Justin Gilbert, Anthony Barr, Eric Ebron, Taylor Lewan, Odell Beckham Jr., then Aaron Donald.
Wow. Probably because he was 6'1".
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he
Right.
dropped.
Right.
And his arms were a little short.
But guess what? Probably there I bet there are a bunch of really good college defensive tackles that were 6'1" and were taken, and you don't remember them because they didn't produce like Aaron Donald, right? So like the as a rule, that fits. I'm not saying that doesn't mean you can't take Reuben Bain in the top 10. He may defy the rule. Yeah. But the rule isn't made up out of thin air. The rule is made up out of data.
Right.
That's collected over season after season after season.
Right. And we live in a world of people really believing data.
You live in a world that where we've got all this information crunch, and you also have a historical precedent of, look,
right.
Chances are, if you're going to be a Pro Bowler at this position, 90% of the time you're going to fit within these physical ranges.
Yeah, right.
You know,
and you can go back and look at Donald his last year at college, 11 sacks. He led the entire country with 28.5 tackles for loss, right? So the production was there,
Yeah.
you know, with a guy like Aaron Donald, but the measurables were just that little bit off.
Right.
And NFL evaluators, they get nervous.
Yeah.
You know, when those kind of things just aren't quite at what we typically see, being these kind of points of this is where you have to be to really get to the top of it. Well, Aaron Donald obviously didn't have to be to get there.
Yeah.
And you kind of ignore the production that he had because it was just that little bit off so that you can get what? Eric Ebron?
Yeah. And you're thinking about, you know, he gets to the NFL, they're going to engulf him. You know, he's too small. You know what I mean? The guards are just going to be too big for him.
That
He's
ain't
not going
gonna
to be able to
work in
handle
this league, buddy.
Yeah, well, look, and he said, yeah.
Yeah, right. And he was the exception.
No,
right.
right, yeah.
Much like if you look historically, shorter quarterbacks probably struck. Now, it didn't get the opportunities, but if you're shorter and your offensive line's all 6'4", 6'5", it's going to be harder to see over him, right? But Drew Brees made a living out of doing it and playing from the pocket. But Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer and an exception, and just because you fit his measurables doesn't mean you're going to fit his productivity. Again, I just think, like for the Jags, not going to be an issue. We're not talking about that, you know. But when you're taking a guy that highly, and he did have productivity, he had 9.5 sacks. Reuben Bain did this year. Obviously, he was a very good player, but there's a reason that they put him through. If the measurements didn't mean anything, why measure them?
No, right.
Just look at the film, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, the measurements mean something.
Yeah.
I saw, look, we don't talk a whole lot about the mock drafts that we see that only have one round because why would we? Obviously, there's no Jacksonville thing in there directly, but I can remember Mel Kiper had his mock draft that came out earlier this week. Bain was at 10, right? And I can see on like Pro Football Focus, they have him as the second-ranked prospect in the draft. Like you can see it's kind of all over the place with the Bain thing, and I don't think the measurements that we saw with him yesterday are going to help him all that much in the conversation. You're going to feel about him however you feel about him, and I don't think the evaluation is going to be helped by what they saw from him at the combine.
Well, and especially, Tone, too, we saw that piece at ESPN the other day where it basically laid out that edge rusher is the deepest position. If you need help at edge rusher, you're in luck this offseason. Between the combination of free agency and the draft, it's the best position to need help at. So, when you've got that, maybe you say, hey, maybe I go with the offensive tackle here instead of the shorter arm defensive end, and I try to get one of these DNs in round 2 or 3. I don't know. I can't speak for what all these teams are going to do, but I know it drives some people crazy with the short arm thing. And, I saw like somebody out there yesterday saying, I got the short arm thing. And I think it might have been Ross Tucker. And it's like, Ross, you were not Aaron Donald.
Right.
Like, you're an NFL player, but we're talking about the difference between being a top 5, top 10, first round caliber star or not. Nobody's saying Ruben Bain can't play 10 years in the NFL.
Right. First of all, based on those measurements, Donald's 2 inches per arm. He's 2 inches longer in the arm length. He was 32 7/8, and Bain's 30 7/8. So that's a big difference. You know what I mean? So
32 7/8.
Yeah, that's what I think.
32 5/8.
32 okay. Yeah, that's right. That's 2 full inches. I was thinking
that's big.
I was thinking like almost an inch more.
Yeah,
but it's almost 2 inches more.
Think about when they measure hands for the quarterbacks. You scoff at it, but it's legit. Like, you got to have a meat hook to handle that ball, especially when it gets slick.
Yeah, I saw that somebody talking about that yesterday. Like, I guess Joe Burrow's small hands. Okay, you can point to every exception of the rule you want to.
That's right.
But they're exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, and Tom Brady was in the 6th round. Yes, he was.
Right.
Yes, he was. Right. That doesn't mean 6th-round quarterbacks will be Hall of Famers.
Right.
Right. And if they had any clue about what they were doing, Tom Brady would not have gone in the 6th round.
That's right.
And that's the thing.
That's right.
It's not a perfect
Number
science.
1 overall.
It's not even. It's a fake science. It's not even it's
hedging bets on athletes, basically. It's saying this guy can run fast, he's big, he's quick, he's strong. I look on film, he makes a lot of plays. He'll be a great.
The numbers mitigate my risk.
All that
That's
said,
what they see.
Gladstone better pick all the right guys this year.
Absolutely.
Just pick them all. All right. Ruben Bain will be somebody else's issue. To worry about it. It certainly appears, and not the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, what issues do the Jags have? Well, according to the NFLPA survey, which the NFLPA is not allowed to publicize, but has been completely leaked out, it will get more attention now because the NFL tried to put the kibosh on it, and everyone's going to highlight it now on all their sports talk shows around the country, which we will do next. The Jags improved significantly year over year on the survey of how the team is in terms of treating their players, what the quality of the coaching staff is, the facilities, all those different things. We'll get into that as we come along this hour, and we'll welcome your calls next as well at 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Tara Loggeman here for Local Fair Jacks. Fresh, local produce, eggs, and meat delivered right to your door. It's where Jeff and I shop because we know exactly where our food is coming from. There's no scary recalls, just trusted local farmers. Visit localfairjacks.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trusted company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
Bro, have you heard about the hottest and newest sports league in town?
Vanguard Sports League isn't just VIP, it's the standard. Smoke-filled tunnel intros, cool benches with canopies, big scoreboards, championship rings, and convenient locations all across Jacksonville. Oh, and mascot potties there hyping everyone up every game. No wonder it's the talk of the town. Spring and summer registration now open.
Search VanguardSportsLeague.com today.
Let's get ready to rumble! This Saturday is the River City Rumble. UNF men's basketball welcomes JU to CSI Company's court at UNF Arena. It's a rivalry like no other as JU crosses town to UNF. Be there for one of the biggest sporting events in the city this Saturday at 6. Secure your seats at UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now. UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now. Swoop!
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and you've got some really cool events coming up in your showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
We've got some exciting things. All new Euro motorcycle, fresh out of the box. I've never seen it. Some demo days. We got Sully here to give us the detail.
Yes, so March 12th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. we have a Euro demo day. Come out, test ride, and see if this is your next bike you're going to get.
Very exciting stuff. All new Euro. You're going to want to see this. Everybody loves sidecars.
Want more details? Check out Cycles of Jacksonville on Facebook and their Instagram page.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here from the Blue Crab Crab House. February means the Mardi Gras menu returns to the Blue Crab Crab House. Gumbo, shrimp Orleans, black and red fish, appetizers, dessert, and more. This includes, of course, their regular menu where you get crabs from the Alaskan waters, the Canadian waters, the Southern Georgia waters. It's only at the Blue Crab Crab House. Doors open at 4:30, San Jose, and of course, Julington Creek Road.
Are you ready for another historic season at the bank? It's time to lock in your seats for 2026 by placing your deposit now. Next season will be played at Everbank Stadium, but seating capacity is limited due to in-bowl renovations, and spots are going fast. Don't miss out on your chance to see the season's biggest matchups and highlight real moments by placing your deposit at jaguars.com/tickets or by calling 904-633-2000. Go Jags!
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Mackin' with Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
Tommy Mack did, what do you have me at, 33 and an eighth?
33 and an eighth.
For arm length. We did the
Yep.
arm length measurements
We
in
did.
the break right there.
Yep, we found one of those construction ones, whatever, that are.
Yeah, the tape measure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some can be cloth, they're like.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
We
Like
went old school.
the metal ones.
Yeah, metal.
Yeah, I think that was pretty accurate. Though. 33 and an eighth. You were
Yep.
32 and a quarter.
Yeah.
So,
longer than
we
Bane.
both look at Reuben Bane and go, hey, Stubby.
Stubbs.
Hand me that if you can reach it.
Come on.
Okay. But
that's interesting. The stat, look, you can't deny that stat, like no double-digit sacks with 31 and under. I mean, in the past 25 years, like it's not a small sample size.
Right.
That means something.
You would think.
It's got to.
You would think it would mean something.
Unless you're special, it's something else.
And maybe he will be. And again, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not sitting here today saying Reuben Bane's not going to be a good player in the NFL, but people are, this arm length thing. Well, they keep doing it.
Yeah.
And there's a reason they keep doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are historical precedent. It does matter. The art of it is figuring out how much it matters.
Right.
I mean, like, okay, well, I got this guy, but I know his motor. I know his character, his makeup, and how driven he is, and it's harder to quantify that stuff.
Wicked powerful,
Wicked
who knows?
powerful.
Off the line of scrimmage,
No
out
doubt.
of the stance.
No doubt.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we'll get into the Jaguars NFLPA grades coming up, and they've had a nice year-over-year improvement.
They've
in
had
a
a
lot
big
of
jump.
categories. They really in a lot of categories. But
great.
Let's go out to the phones for the first time this morning at 641-1010. Cody is up first today. Hello, Cody.
Happy Friday, guys. How you guys doing?
Happy Friday.
Man, it was fun watching some of the combine yesterday. Sonny Styles, man, he looks great. But for you guys' question today, I love Cole Van Lannon, but that what if, what if he falls off a cliff? What if he's not the same player as he was last season? Do you think the Jags should potentially invest in a tackle, maybe in the draft or even possibly picking a guy up in free agency because you just never know what's going to happen. But I personally think he's going to have a really good year. But I just, there's always that what if scenario.
Well, yeah, but there's a what if scenario for Trevor Lawrence. Should we draft a quarterback? There's what if for everybody. Everybody can regress. The team, you can't commit to the guy and then go, but maybe we're wrong. That would be pretty.
Right.
Then why did you give him a contract extension?
Right. That's right.
He's a starting tackle for this team. You can talk about regression all you like. They had to make that decision before they signed him to the contract. Now, that doesn't mean if, like, you trade Walker Little or something, you don't need a third tackle.
Right.
Sure you do. But I'm not drafting with a tackle going, what if we're wrong about Cole Van Lannon? No, you're drafting going, well, what if somebody gets hurt? We need somebody to play. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
Right.
I would think it would be a tragic lack of confidence in themselves if they paid Cole Van Lannon a 3-year contract extension and then questioned whether or not he's the guy for the position.
Yeah, and you got your swing in Walker Little. Like,
right
if he
now
sticks
you do.
around.
Right. If
Or
they
you can
didn't
play
add
guard.
a single offensive lineman, they could play with the group they have right now.
Yeah. First and second team are both under contract, I read, through 26.
So it just, if you just line them up, Tony, with Cole Van Lannon, Ezra Cleveland, Monheim, McCary, let's just say McCary and Anton, right? They're your 5, okay? Oh, but what about Milam? Okay, so he wins the right guard job. And McCary's your swing interior guy. You got Monheim as your backup center. You've got Walker.
You said Monheim to begin with. I was like,
did I say Monheim?
Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
wait a minute.
I thought I meant I meant McCary. And this, anyway.
Hainsey. You missed Hainsey.
No, I thought I said Hainsey.
You said
anyway.
Monheim.
Did I say Monheim?
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Whatever
Monheim,
I did.
But whatever, yeah.
I said the wrong name.
Okay.
But you got Monheim and Hainsey at center.
That's
You got McCary, Ezra Cleveland, Wyatt Milam, Chuma Adoga, and right now you got your starting tackles in Walker Little, who factor in. I mean, you got
your guys.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you can't improve on that. But at the moment, I put offensive line really low on the Jaguars' needs list. That doesn't mean you don't want to get one that you can get in here and develop for the future.
Yep.
But for 2026, I don't think that need is high compared to a lot of other spots.
I kind of look at the offensive tackle spot right now when we do the mock drafts on Mondays, Tommy. It's not like we haven't taken somebody on the offensive line at some point in the mock drafts. But when you do it, in my mind, when I'm picking a guy on that, I see the potential for this guy to be the long-term answer at a spot somewhere on the offensive line, even if they don't need him now. Right? Like, there's room for this guy to develop into our long-term answer at center or guard or tackle. I think there's the possibility of that kind of opportunity if it's there. I don't think they're going to sign anybody in free agency, to handle that kind of thing. I think if you're going to do it, you're going to do it in the draft because the right player at a spot that you're like, yeah, I can see we're in 27. This is our guy, at one of these spots potentially, and can help us until we get there a little bit, and has... Obviously, the thing they're looking for out of their guys is flexibility, right? And it's why when we talk about these kind of questions, you go, well, if Cole Van Lannon doesn't work, then they'll try one of the other 5 guys they think can play tackle. At that spot.
Wyatt Milam being one of them.
Right.
I mean, he could play both.
Potentially.
I could see them in the draft at some point, maybe not in the second or third round, addressing an interior. And maybe even if there's a third-round badass guard that can maybe kick out to right tackle if need be, and he's that good, interior. Yeah, I could see that.
I could look, even if the right guy's there at 56. I'm not saying they wouldn't take one. I'm just not saying their mindset is not going. I know we paid Cole Van Lannon, but what if it doesn't work out? You can't think like that. You got to commit.
Gave him the money.
You're thinking. You're thinking Cole Van Lannon's working out, and you can't just draft. Well, what if Trevor doesn't work out? Right? I mean, he worked out last year, but what if he does that mean we need to trade our assets to go up and get Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
No. At some point, you have to commit to what you have and hope you're right. And I think that's what. Now, granted, if Walker Little were to get dealt at some point, it would change the math on the depth and needing a swing tackle and a developmental guy.
And it speaks to they're not committed to Walker Little in the same way they are Van Lannon because they paid Van Lannon.
That's right.
Yeah. No doubt.
All right. Fair question, Cody. We appreciate it, man. But I just, it's just that mindset.
If I may, in his defense, there's not a whole lot of positions that we haven't, you know what I mean? Like we've talked about
I
the
gotcha.
needs.
Okay. So from that
based
standpoint,
on
yes.
what aren't
right.
we talking about? Well, we haven't really
You're
talked
right.
O-line.
That's fine.
But the need is low. That's
I
why
just
we
the
didn't
way
talk.
it's presented to draft an O-lineman in case Cole Van Lannon doesn't
right.
work
Yeah,
out. I mean, you're counting on him to work out,
For
or else
sure.
you shouldn't have paid him,
Right.
And so if you're looking at it like, hey, we got to develop a third guy, okay, that's fine, and that may be a position that we need to talk about, particularly again, if Walker Little's on this team.
Yeah, that's the caveat.
I mean,
I agree.
If Walker Little's on this team, and they don't draft an offensive lineman at all, I might be a little surprised, but I'm not going to be shocked.
No.
They need to focus their attention more on defense more than anything. Anyway, fair question. That was our reaction to it. All right, let's come back and do them side by side. The 2024 grades that the players gave the Jacksonville Jaguars and the 2025 grades, which were just leaked out yesterday. And what would Tom have given the Jaguars organization during his time here? Strapping on the pads.
Come on.
Donning the pads for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hour one almost coming to a close. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. When you want breaking sports news, tune in to 1010XL. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Or any of our social channels at 1010XL.
Satisfied? Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Oh, at Highland Trail.
Hey, it's Joe C. Join XL Primetime this Friday from 12 to 2 at the Pine Royale Golf Grand Opening in Callahan. Enjoy free play on the Trackman driving range, cash contest, and awesome vendors. Don't miss it. We'll see you at Pine Royale.
Jacksonville, Lacey here from Foursquare. It's game time. The TPC is taking over the town and we're bringing the heat. Closest to the pin simulator battles, drink specials, huge screens, great food, and a full bar. Hosting clients or entertaining your team, let Foursquare handle your TPC party. Private bays, full service catering, and then straight into March Madness. We'll have bracket contests, buzzer beaters, cold beer, and the ultimate watch party vibe. San Marco or Gate Parkway, Foursquare is your headquarters. Visit foursquaregolf.com today.
Coach Campo here, and I just want to tell you about the best pizza I've had right here in Duval, and that's Tony D's Pizza. Tony works hard to make every slice perfect. If you love pizza like I do, you need to go to Tony D's, Bay Meadows and 295.
The Florida Forum welcomes world-renowned chef and humanitarian Jose Andres at the Center for Performing Arts March 31st. His impact spans the globe as founder of World Central Kitchen, Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient, and global leader using food as a force for change. All proceeds for the Florida Forum benefit the Women's Board of Wilson Children's Hospital, supporting a new outdoor play area for behavioral health services. Get your tickets now at thefloridaforum.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, David Garrard here. If you want a street-legal golf cart that's built with quality and style, check out Dynamic Drives and Designs in Jacks Beach. They have new, used, and fully customized carts from the top brands like Atlas, Dodge, and Pilot Car. Every cart gets a complete expert inspection, so you know it's ready to hit the road. Their team can help you design the perfect custom cart that fits your style and needs. For your custom golf cart, visit dynamicdrivesdesign.com today and see your perfect ride.
It's Cancer Prevention Month, and Ackerman Urology reminds you to stay ahead of prostate, bladder, and kidney health. Get a yearly checkup, ask about a screening, and make self-checks a habit. To make an appointment at one of 4 locations, visit ackermanurology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Number 55 in the middle, he's Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
Man, RJ, you just should be happy because this building's a lot bigger. That we did not bring back the producer combine in 2026 back in the day. You know, you've heard the legend, or maybe you haven't, when Beef and Hacker and Donna Murphy competed head-to-head. As a
combine?
In our self-created combine. We came up with a variety of different tasks. We gave them a sample Wonderlick test, right, which is part of the combine, or it used to be anyway.
Yep.
They take the Wonderlick anymore?
Did they? I don't know. I never hear it.
No, I think because I think they talked about kind of phasing it out.
Yeah.
Because the results would always get leaked. I mean, no, anyway, whatever. But part of it was like the Wonderlick. Part of it, I think, was maybe we did like a Jaguar trivia thing. One of the segments was you've got an hour, book the best guest you can in 1 hour, the biggest named guest. And then finally, the physical competition, there was a race around the building. Not the building we came from, the one across the street at 9090 Hogan.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
2 laps around that building. Now, you can picture how big that building was.
Right.
Picture how big this building is.
Yeah, it's a big building.
1 lap around this building would be like 4 laps around the other one, something like that, maybe. And they were dying after 2, bro. And they were, like falling out. Like Beef was going to shake up. Beef was in the lead for 80% of the race. I mean, he was out there in front, and he was going to.
Was this a more lean and mean Beef? Because I remember Beef as
this was
he was deceptively athletic.
He was. Beef was a little athletic, and Beef was just like, I'm just going to win this thing. I'm just going to go out there and sprint to the finish. Hacker. I don't know where he was trudging along, right? But somewhere
in the middle.
Maybe in the middle. But Donna slow and steady, right? So Beef, and it was beautiful, man. This is honestly maybe the best live radio we did. We had reporters at each corner of the building. Like here they come around the third turn. I mean, it was fantastic.
Like NASCAR?
Oh yeah, we did full play-by-play. What else would you do? We're doing the producer combine, and so Beef is in the lead at the quarter pole. He's in the lead at halfway. He's in the lead. 1 lap down. Beef. Here's Beef. Turn to the corner. Beef. Then he hits the wall. All right, somewhere in the back 9. I don't know. He threw a shoe.
We didn't have the water tables like at the marathons. We didn't have the water table in between.
He fell on the water table. Like all the cups, the Dixie cups went everywhere. He was just laying there in his own sweat, sipping them down. So he threw a shoe or whatever, like a horse. You never heard that expression? He threw a shoe.
Oh, at the finish line? Like
he didn't literally. It's like
he
getting
was
a
done.
flat tire. He threw a shoe. If a horse throws a shoe, he's going to pull up because he's had it. Right? He hit the wall. So Beef basically fades, right? So Donna, slow and steady, is coming around. Now Hacker's going to put the big sprint on the end. I'm going to steal this bad boy at the wire. And Hacker comes around the corner. And the front of the building was like a sidewalk and a big concrete pad. And that was the finish line. And Hacker dove for the finish line.
No, he
Oh, he did.
yeah.
He dove for the finish line because he wanted to win. I give him credit for going all
Was
out.
there a prize at the end of this, or just
Yes.
kind of?
He crowned the
producer of the year.
champion.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. This is for pride, and you dive at the finish line. This is
Yes.
for pride.
Yes.
Yeah,
And he
great.
dove, and Donna still beat him at the wire. I thought Beef might die that day.
Yeah.
He came in, Tony. It took him 15 minutes to catch his breath.
Catch his breath. Yeah.
It was unbelievable. So, thank your lucky stars.
Hacker, he dove. I had them do a 40-yard dash over at DuPont.
Yes.
And he dove.
He versus Beef, right?
Beef. It was Hacker and Beef at a straight sprint.
And Beef elbowed him. Yeah.
It's great.
Oh my God! You're gonna veer
gosh.
into my lane. You're
That
gonna
was
catch a body
unbelievable.
part.
And Hack dove at the end, and Beef beat him.
It was great. And we had this, and every year at the combine, we played the audio. And it was like 90 seconds or however long. It was the greatest thing. And somebody let that thing expire.
Oh, really?
It's gone.
Oh.
It was the greatest audio we had. We
That's
roll that
awful.
out every year. So now I have to explain the story to the new
Right.
generation.
Okay,
of
so in
upcoming-
another
About my
universe,
generation.
how do you think I would fare if you still did it? How do you think I would fare in it?
Fair.
Dona'd beat you in the race.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would.
That's fine.
I don't know.
What?
I'm trying to think all the different categories
He
here.
get the guess.
If you want to say I'm like Mr. Irrelevant,
He
like
get
in
the
terms
guess.
of like how the combine, I would
I think
project
you would
my
definitely-
position.
You would beat Beef now because Beef didn't have the endurance, right? And it's a longer
he
run.
plays hoop, he can run.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You play a lot of full court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
He can run around.
Well, I mean, listen,
Hackers lost a lot of weight now.
That's what I'm saying. He's slim
I
and
think
trim now.
it's you and Hack for second place.
Second
I think- Yeah, well, I think Donna would win. I think Donna's a better conditioned person than you
I
guys.
probably wouldn't disagree.
And it's a distance, so I think she'd win that.
LB would want a shot at that. Lauren Brooks, she's keeps a good
Former
she likes
producer of
running.
Jaguars today.
Yeah, Lauren would do great. Lauren's like, I'm a host now. Don't.
Well, so it's Hacker though. You're bringing Hacker
True,
in, so
true.
I'm throwing
But
out that.
I'm doing against the people who were actually involved in the original combine. Just
I
trying to
gotcha.
measure.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, you're right. Hacker's not a producer anymore.
I thought you were extending
I think
it. That's
he'd
why I
beat
threw that out
JJ.
there.
I mean, I think he's quit smoking, but he's still got that.
But I think he says he
still got
runs
some of
every day.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
still got some of that black lung in there,
Oh,
I think.
Good grief.
I'm not sure. I'm going to back my man against JJ. What? And maybe I'm wrong. You know, it's a little gray lung.
Gray. It's a little gray.
It's healing up now.
Salt and pepper.
The Wonderlick, I think you'd win. All right? Because you're the smartest guy here. All right? So, got that.
I mean, like, amongst you three, I come in last place on that, but thank you. Amongst the other producers, I'll probably hold my own.
So do you remember who the guest we got, who was the most prominent guest that they were able to book?
I don't.
It was Fuzzy Zeller.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who got him?
I think Donna might have booked Fuzzy Zeller, like with an hour. That wasn't bad.
That's
you know,
a
just
good
like,
one. Yeah.
I don't know
yeah,
where she went to.
Fuzz.
She's just like, let me get Fuzzy on here. And I'm like, great. Do I have to ask him about the damn comments at the Masters?
Yeah,
now?
right.
Like,
Yeah, right.
It's been like 10 or 15 years since that all went
How you doing,
down.
Fuzz?
Hey, Fuzzy. What are you up to?
Yeah, right.
So I think you're a very conscientious guest booker. Let's
Oh,
put
yeah.
it that way. So I think you do fine there. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. We'll never know.
Bring it back.
Unless we want to bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring
You only live once.
it's like
YOLO.
the Superstars competition.
Yeah, like
right.
the All-Stars.
Yeah.
The All-Star competition.
But we're definitely making this only producers because Tony and I have no interest.
Yeah, me neither.
No interest
Nah,
in
I'm
this.
too
All
beat
right?
up.
Pocket comes back for like a guest spot.
I got too many orthopedic issues.
Oh,
We can
yeah.
bring Richard Miller back. We get Arlie Johnson up in this so-and-so. All right? Why not?
Yeah, Dylan would crush everybody in the running.
Denmark would
in the running.
toast a lot of you.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
especially in the running.
He'd beat Donna. He'd beat them all.
Maybe by a lap.
Coach Denmark would beat you by a significant margin.
He would beat you by a lap while eating a few Snickers while he's running.
He would be eating those Girl Scout cookies,
And
baby.
cookies.
All right?
Yeah.
Is what he'd be doing.
Those fine meats and cheeses.
Yeah,
And the
well,
meats and cheese.
that would be in the prize pack. Clearly, Denmark's delights. I think is what he's going with now at the roadside stand. Go check him out on the west side. You got to get up early, though, people, because Denmark sells out. And, it's like, you ever go to a good barbecue place and we got ribs till they're gone?
No, right. Yeah.
You know?
And then they're gone.
And then you should come earlier.
Right.
And that's on you.
That's how you know it's a good barbecue place.
Exactly.
That's
right.
right.
Because those ribs do sell out every single day.
I should ask this question. Was the bond stronger between producer and host and you and Tony after the combine?
Oh, hell no.
No.
Unless you win it all.
No. There was no bond.
Who was your producer during
Probably Donna.
It was Donna.
At the time, yeah.
Good old Donna.
Yeah.
Good
We always
egg.
had a good Donna was
Yeah, she
fantastic.
was
Great producer. Beef was my producer back in the day. Over on another network on Saturday mornings. Sports Cocktail.
Arlie Johnson. He's
yeah.
a great hockey guy, man. He's got that.
Arlie's a great dude, man.
Yeah,
We've had
he
a lot
is.
of good people that we've been fortunate enough to work with over the
doubt.
years. Some of them are still with us, and
it's amazing.
Yeah, both on this side of the dirt and here still at 1010 XL. So anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe RJ's not happy that the producer combine's not a thing anymore.
I think we should bring it back.
I think we should next year. We need to plan it. It can't be
not spur of the moment.
Who am I saying it can't be spur of the moment? What do you think? How long do you think we put that thing together when we did it?
20 seconds.
And then 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Maybe max. All right. Let's come back. How do the Jags treat their players' families? What kind of training staff do they have? What about their facilities? How do they feel about the environment that they're working in now that they went from 4 to 13 wins? We'll get into it on the grades that they assigned the Jaguars from the NFLPA. Coming up next on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Believe in miracles.
My mom and dad used to tell me, hey, you're a miracle baby for a reason. You're going to do awesome, great things. When you hear that over and over again, do you know what happens? You believe it.
First to take the field, the Gator. 1010XL.
Spring is almost here. Is your yard ready? Lucas Tree Service, a family-owned business with over 45 years of experience, is your local certified arborist for tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for residential or commercial properties. Protect your home, boost your curb appeal, and get top-notch service from a Jacksonville company. Make sure your trees are healthy and safe before summer hits. Schedule your tree inspection today at lucastreeservice.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
It's time to upgrade your ride and trade in your Tesla for luxury with a brand new Cadillac EV.
At Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville, we have over 30 Cadillac EVs to choose from.
Feel the power of instant torque and enjoy the range that takes you farther.
You love your Tesla, but it's time to elevate your ride.
Trade in your Tesla today at Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com.
You pick the color and drive away today.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The riders who face Daytona Supercross are built different. Withstanding the most unforgiving and grueling track is not just a point of pride, but of pure grit and determination. This battle can only be felt in person. Witness the action unfold at the only place in Florida where the biggest names will battle it out under the lights. Daytona Supercross is built different. It's built for champions. It's built for fans. The gate drops Saturday, February 28th. There's only one place to be. Secure your tickets and trackside access at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Lauren Brooks here, and if you're getting a tax refund this year, here's a great way to use it. Invest in new tires from Big Chief Tire. I've trusted the Parman family for years because they always take care of my car like it's their own. New tires make your ride safer and more reliable, and that's worth every penny. Schedule the best service in town at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 and put your refund to work.
No one knows more about fishing the First Coast than Captain Kevin Favor, the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Reeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services. And awaken 180 weight loss.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here, and I just want to once again give you this very simple reminder. Wear sunscreen. If you're outside a lot, bring the screen. Put some in your truck, on your boat, in your golf bag. whatever, wherever, just use it. Please. It's hot out there, and I just want you to protect yourself. I use it like it's cool because I think it is. But what's not cool, that's skin cancer. You don't want to deal with that. Go get yourself checked out. It could save your life. Go to beachesdermatology.com and schedule your appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
Create a backyard your family will love. Jack's Outdoor Solutions, an authorized dealer of Celebrity Greens, installs PGA quality artificial turf golf greens and complete outdoor spaces. From turf to custom hardscapes, landscaping, and lighting, every project is built for style, durability, and family fun. Locally owned and trusted across Northeast Florida, customers rave about their results. Check their 5-star reviews on Google. Plan your dream backyard today at jacksoutdoorsolutions.com.
If you're listening to 1010 and you're a parent, chances are your kids are playing sports. Check out i9sports.com with spring and summer registration open right now. In the gym or on the field, and now at Tocoi Creek High School and Westside Middle. Check it out, i9sports.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
When you drive past a Kuhn Flowers location, did you know their inside showroom is filled with gift items? Kuhn Flowers isn't just for sending flowers. Frank Frangie here, and when I need a unique gift, I head for Kuhn Flowers, Beach Boulevard, and in Ponte Vedra since 1947. Kuhn Flowers.
Here's your 1010XL local sports update sponsored by Zero Res. JU secures a victory over Stetson, led by Hayden Wood's flawless free throw performance at a significant advantage on the boards to clinch the home win. Red Hot number 10 Florida baseball heads to number 17 Miami this weekend with all-time series tied and 9 straight wins on the line. That's your 1010XL local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
Right now, 75 degrees at 11:07. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. You're Mackin' with Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service on 1010XL.
All right, let's get into this survey. NFL players surveyed by the NFLPA, and yesterday the results leaked out. But they seem, a lot of places are giving them out. I'm sure the NFLPA wants them out there. The NFL basically sued because they, part of the deal is you're not supposed to publicly disparage your club, things like that. And so even though guys weren't attaching their names to it, for instance, last year, the Jaguars' treatment of families. You remember what grade they got last year?
Yeah, they got a low grade on
An
that.
F.
Oh, they got an
They got an F on treatment of families. 31st in the league. And I think it had to do with like facilities or game
the spaces where parents could go with their children. Like if they were in the building. Like it was that specifically that kind of thing. Like if mom showed up with baby and needed to change the baby, is there a space for them to go to do that? Apparently it wasn't great.
Not like a private bathroom or something.
I mean, I don't know. I know this when we used to do the show out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Those bathrooms were like if you go in the main lobby by the Jaguar statue, I call that consider that the main lobby, the west side. Lobby, right?
Yeah.
If you go in there and you walk through the lobby, there's like a kind of like a cafeteria little area right there with some fountain drinks. I see a game day when we would be in there, they'd have a lot of the players' wives and girlfriends in there with their young children, at least before the game.
Yeah.
And those had, bathrooms with changing facilities and all that stuff. So I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not the one they surveyed on this.
No, right.
I wasn't bringing my child to be changed at the stadium.
Yeah.
So
And I know even in there that it changed over the course of like 3 or 4 years. Like they made adjustments even in those spaces.
Right.
Over a period of time. And then, when the Miller Electric Center opens up, like I could see where if you're a family going, like there's a lot more space for them to just be accommodating.
But the Miller Electric Center was open when that F grade came out. So anyway, they got an F last year. This year, they got a B+.
Okay.
So,
and do we know what improved? They even say
no,
like a bigger room.
They're
more
when
refreshments.
they used to officially release the
Silk
results
for diapers. I don't know.
Silk diapers. They used to have selected comments that would come along with that, and you'd see. So now you're just getting like the raw data. Okay.
Yeah, and it was one of those you would see it across the league. Like the treatment of families was the lowest graded thing, like almost league wide. It was like a universal thing. They're not doing enough when my wife is in the building, right? It's essentially what the players are saying. And so adjustments apparently
Where
are
do
being
the wives
made.
sit? Are they scattered?
I don't know.
Like, are they inside, like sitting with fans? Or are they in a suite? I see Trevor's wife on the
Marissa.
Terrace, Marissa Terrace Suites, her and her family up there. I don't know any of the real other
I don't
wives, you know what I mean? I'm just curious where they, because if you're in a suite, then you got everything you need right there, I would imagine.
You would think, right? But they're only, so many suites, and they're
true.
You got
can't give them all suites.
53 players, and do they all get a? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, anyway, last year the food and dining area got a C+. This is last year. This year it goes to a B+. They did across the board. They did so much better than they did last year. I'm trying to pick out their lower grades from last year. Head coach got a C.
Yeah.
That was 31st in the league, by the way.
Yeah.
Most guys back their coach, This year, Liam Cohen got an A-. Okay, that's fair. The only category the Jags got an A+ in? Did you notice this?
No.
Special teams coordinator.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't they?
Yeah, they love Heath.
I mean, their special teams, their specialists are amazing.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure it has to do with the caliber of the players,
Of
but
course.
they're getting a lot out of these guys,
No
right?
doubt.
So he got the A+. Jags fared worst with position coaches. They got a C. I don't see that on last year. I'm going off. Demetrius Harvey put out a side-by-side. I don't see position coaches on last year's actually broken out. They had like strength coaches, team travel. So the head coach last year got a C, which was 31st in the league, up to an A- this time around. And again, position coaches, that's okay. I mean, you can't have everything, I guess. I don't know what the particular knock was on that, but when you're voting your head coach an A-, your defense coordinator an A, your offense coordinator a B+, and which I get too, because you're like, well, he's not calling plays, am I going to give him an A? I don't know. I'm trying to think of how along with how they might think on this thing.
But the position coaches, they were lower graded.
They got a C. That was the only grade below a B+.
Right.
That the Jags got was for position coaches. Then obviously there wasn't a lot of turnover among the position coaches this year. But they won 13 games too.
Right. That's what. I mean, that winning's got to bring better grades, I would imagine.
Without question.
I mean, now, granted, if you upgraded the family facility, you made the cafeteria a little bit bigger with more options. I don't know. You know what I mean? I get that. But...
And it's different people voting, too, right? Like, I may come in and go, oh, my gosh, this is amazing, right? Like, hey, my last place, this is so much better. I'm going to give them an A, right? And it might be the same facility where somebody else goes,
how many times do I have to ask for strawberry Pop-Tarts?
Right. I mean, come on. Frosted strawberry.
Well,
Everybody knows.
as we all know, in the Miller Electric Center, I mean, their cafeteria there is unbelievable. I mean, that's massive. And they've got Chef Keith Adkins. He's phenomenal. Been doing it forever. I'd love to eat there every day. That'd be fantastic.
They got a straight A for training room, weight room, strength coaches, defensive coordinator, A+ for Farwell.
A- for Liam, though. Huh? What's with the minus?
I don't know. I mean, what's wrong with that? First year,
just messing around.
team ownership got an A. As well. Last year it got a B+, which was 15th in the league. But there are probably a couple of owners that got an A+ out there. The Steelers got hammered.
Did they?
Well, they got hammered.
I would think the travel's really good for the Jags. I would
team
think...
travel last year was B+, which was 14th in the
great.
league. This year was also B+.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, all right. When we come back, let's go through some of these categories, and you can grade how whether it was even on your radar.
Yeah. Can I just throw in the travel? I've read and seen where like some of the travel they get negative grades with because all the coaches are in first class, and some of the star players think we should be in first class. I've read that's part of their downgrade.
All right. Well,
have you heard that at all?
I could imagine that being the case. Like, I'm trying to think. Like when I've flown on a team charter a couple of times. I didn't feel like. I mean, I don't know where the coaches were sitting in a different area. So, like when you and I went to the one in Kansas City, Tony, we sat right up like front of the plane. And I didn't get the sense that the coaches were in any kind of better seating than anybody else was on the plane.
Yeah.
No. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
But yeah, I'm sure it would impact somebody's vote. Yes, or grade.
Okay.
All right, let's come back. Tommy Mack will tell us how the Jaguar organization used to treat guys and how spoiled everybody is nowadays. That may be coming your way. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for a great golf tournament coming up here on the First Coast, and it is just about a week away. You've got the opportunity to see LPGA Tour Stars of Tomorrow competing at the Atlantic Beach Country Club March 5th through the 7th with the Epsom Tours Atlantic Beach Classic. It's presented by Access Golf, and it is the first stop on the pathway to the top 15 ladies getting their LPGA Tour cards at the end of the year. So get out there, watch some high-quality competitive golf, support the ladies of tomorrow. You can get the IQ Fiber Linkside Lounge as the best value going. An all-inclusive ticket with food, beer, wine, and spirits for only $100. So visit AtlanticBeachClassic.com and enter promo code IQ to get this special rate. Friday afternoon will feature a fantastic Fairways to Fashion show presented by Bosco Builders featuring Epsom Tour players and Atlantic Beach boutique stores. Limited tickets still available. Get yours at AtlanticBeachClassic.com. That's AtlanticBeachClassic.com to purchase.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. 1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
I'm not here to do whatever this is. What is this?
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
What is this? Come on, man. This is entertainment.
The Drill.
You'll get it.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Something new is swinging into town, and you're invited. Pine Royale Golf is celebrating its grand opening, February 27th from 11 to 3. Come tour the property, enjoy free limited play on the Trackman driving range, plus giveaways, contests, and free snacks. Dress in your best funky golf style for photos and prizes. Take a shot at the $500 hole-in-one challenge. It's golf, games, and good vibes. Search Pine Royale Callahan to learn more.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Brett Michaels, live and amplified tour with special guest Tesla. March 8th, St. Augustine Amphitheater. Voted one of the most electrifying and engaging shows on tour. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. Brett Michaels and Tesla. The party starts now.
Before displaying one of the greatest aerial acts in NBA dunk contest history, D. Brown was pumping his kicks at the Bowl School right here in Jacksonville. From there, Brown would go on to play for Jacksonville University, where his skills would land him as the number 19 pick in the 1990 NBA draft. Brown played for 12 years in the league for 3 different ball clubs, and now is a part of the front office of the Clippers G League affiliate. I'm RJ Saunders, and this Black History Month profile is brought to you by Instant Keys. Fast, professional, locksmith service.
Life happens every day, and sometimes it gets in the way. That's why 1010XL makes it easy to listen to your favorites. If you missed it, get it on demand.
At 1010XL.com.
Channeled by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Bro, have you heard about the hottest and newest sports league in town?
Vanguard Sports League isn't just VIP, it's the standard. Smoke-filled tunnel intros, cool benches with canopies, big scoreboards, championship rings, and convenient locations all across Jacksonville. Oh, and mascot potties there hyping everyone up every game. No wonder it's the talk of the town. Spring and summer registration now open.
Search VanguardSportsLeague.com today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. You're mackin' with Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right, Tommy Mac, let's go through. As best as you can recollect. I'm going to fire these at you. You give us just a quick thought on the ones that were pertinent to you. Like, I'm not going to ask you to grade your offensive coordinators. You didn't play on offense. Okay? A. Fine. Fine. How did the Jags treat your family back in the day?
You know what? They were very nice to my mother and father, so A.
Okay.
Yep.
Good enough. Well,
we didn't need much. You know, they came to the game. I met them out by the car, and we had beers after. It was great.
Okay.
What else do you need?
I don't know.
There was a waiting room for the families. Now, granted, I didn't have my family. You know, I didn't have my wife and kids at the time, right? But my mom and dad would come. My brothers would be there, my sister on occasion. They'd friends and whatnot. You know, there was a family waiting room that some guys would go to. I never wanted to go to. I'm like, just don't even bother with that. Go to the car. I'll be out there and we'll hang out, wait for traffic to go down, and then we'll go home, you know, and have some fun. So I didn't, you know, I didn't need that much. I don't know what guys with babies did. You know, I don't know. I feel like if you got a young baby, like, why even bring it to the game? Like, they're not going to remember the game.
It's a weird thing, man.
I know.
We were just talking about it on the break.
Strange
like normal people, if you want to do something, you know, like,
get a sitter.
Get a sitter.
Yeah.
Right.
Or have a nanny if you can afford a nanny.
And who pays for that sitter?
Yeah. You.
You do. Yeah. When you're now all of a sudden you're making millions of dollars, you think that should be provided.
Like provided for
you. Like, yeah. I get it. Like, if the organization wants to do that and be a first-class organization, they've got the money to do that, and that there's a benefit to that because, you know, if you're a free agent and you see, and guys are like, man, the team treats you phenomenally well here. Okay, there's a value to that, but it's crazy to me, the expectation. Like, you know, average working person, you got to get a babysitter. You know, you don't have a family waiting area or anything at any, you know, it's
you know, I mean, look, and in the families of the players, you know, I don't know what do you expect? And
I don't know.
And why would you expect certain things if you do? Like that. You know, like what if your toddler, like 3 or 4 year old, can't sit still, and I need little Jimmy or Lucy to have a place to go play while the husband's playing football? Wouldn't you be like, well, just don't bring the kids to the game, like keep them at home?
Right, or get a babysitter. Again,
right. Why is
right
it the organizations? Why do they?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
It's almost like that old ad: the more you get, the more you want.
The more you want.
Yeah,
100%.
I think so. It just seems. I don't know. Look, again, what do you really need at the facility? By the way, the Miller Electric Center, by far, is way better than what we had. I mean, way better. Everything's better. The weight room's bigger, more stuff.
But you had it.
We had everything we needed.
Anything you needed.
Yeah.
How was your home game field? The actual field.
Great.
That you played on.
Great.
A. Okay, they got a B+ on that.
What? Okay.
I don't know.
Whatever. Maybe they're slipping a little.
Maybe it's. I mean, you know, what can I tell you?
Maybe it doesn't smell like real grass
is bad,
enough.
by the way.
Yeah, no, it should be.
You know, like again, we're sitting here, and one guy's B,
right,
might be another guy's.
Yeah, that's what Tony was saying. Like one vote gets you from B to C. Or C to B.
Or if you got a bunch of, and if you're like, it's okay, they're fine.
It feels like a bunch of people filling that one out. They're like, I don't know, B. And everyone else is like, A, I don't see what's wrong with it. And it's like, well, B+. It averages
or
to
those
a B+.
old Scantron tests. Just pick C.
Now, here's one for you. How was your locker room? How did you feel? Well, the facility itself.
Yeah, good.
You're okay with it?
Yeah.
Right? Because they have since.
Their locker room now is unbelievable.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Locker room got an A-. You would have given yours what?
A, easy. Yeah, I was happy. I didn't need a recliner. I don't need a recliner where I'm getting dressed. I don't know. I don't sleep there. Yeah, I get dressed there.
How about your training room?
To lift, work out? Awesome. A.
They got an A.
Yeah, they
on that
should.
as
They
well.
got a great weight room. There's no
Yeah,
doubt.
training room. Well, I guess training room is where you get treated.
They were great. We
okay,
had all the
training room and
pools.
weight room.
Yeah,
were
Mike
two different
Ryan was
things.
all. They were all great.
They continue to be that. What about strength coach back in the day?
I didn't really need them, but
Gotcha.
I knew what
they
I was
got
doing.
an A for that as well. What about your particular position coaches?
I give them A's.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, me and Steve Zabel, we go back a long time. I knew him in college. He was my college coach. We've got a little he was a little cantankerous from time to time. And I didn't, always, adhere to that kind of thing.
Is he the one that you
almost came to blows
squared
with?
off with?
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you how it finished. I'm walking down the hallway going to practice after all the yelling.
Okay.
And Dom Capers came right up beside me, our defense coordinator, and in a very low-toned voice, it said, "I never want to hear you talk to your coach like that again." And I said, "No problem, coach." And I did. Because I was like, there were things being said, like, I'm going to kick your the M, the F, the A.
Yeah.
And he's not backing down
By the way,
either.
Dom's back. You see he's back with Cleveland.
Is he
now,
really?
As
What a great coach.
Advisor,
But
something like that.
the same coach came to my wedding. We're friends today. Like, he's an A. He was a big part of my life. So,
Tom almost got into a literal fist fight with his coach.
I still love him.
Would have given him an A.
Family, man. Family's
Jack's
fight.
Position coaches got a C last year.
Yeah, and that, like we were talking, I think that can be subjective, right? I don't like my coach, so I'm going to give him a bad grade. I don't play enough, I'm going to get, you know what I mean? Like, shut up. He's your position coach.
How would you have graded Tom Coughlin?
A. I appreciate it, coach. I mean, look, he was tough as nails, and his little rules were kind of a pain in the ass, but I just knew how to break them without him finding out.
You were a guy who had to do everything you could just to get a spot, right, in the NFL, and that's not a knock. I mean, that's you had the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Do you think because of that you're more appreciative of everything? Right?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
You weren't coddled your entire life.
But however, the way I was raised, even if I was a first-round pick, I would not expect anything. I'd be like, I'm happy you're paying me ridiculous amounts of money. I'm playing the game that I love. And it's not like I'm showering in like barely dripping freezing water and I can't even get the soap
I think,
off.
was it Pittsburgh or one of those? They said they had like 5 bathroom stalls for the whole team.
It was Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, you gotta air that stuff out.
Yeah, that seems like
you need about 20.
Yeah,
like
it
that
was
should have
5
been-
stalls for the whole team, and they had big issues with the field because it gets used for high school and college, and then the NFL team's in there. Right, so the field's getting torn
and
up.
it's had that reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so anyway.
Cafeteria. Did you give me that one? Because I was at
cafeteria.
Loved it.
Tom.
Loved it. You know why I loved it? Because I had a peanut butter and bacon sandwich every morning, and they knew what I liked. I grabbed a couple egg white, like the eggs, and just take out the yolk, and they would have it pretty much ready for me.
How many
Awesome.
meals could you eat there, would you say?
2. I think we had 2.
You had what, breakfast, lunch?
Yeah. I think you could go back after practice and grab a snack, but I never did. I hauled ass out of there.
So out of
get back to the beach.
I mean, and this was all throughout the season. You could do that, right?
Yeah.
You could probably go down there on your day off and have breakfast and lunch.
Oh,
and
they'd
still
have
be
some
available.
food there. Yeah. It
Right.
might not be a full cafeteria, but there's stuff to eat
So,
that's left.
so for
left
at least the 5 months of the preseason through the end of the season, you're eating twice a day if
I'm
you
eating
want
pretty
to.
dang good. I mean, dinners
That's what
were
I'm saying. Like,
unbelievable during
is,
camp.
and this has nothing to do with the salary cap or how much you're being paid. It's just it's provided to you. And it's smart on the team standpoint. They want you in good physical conditioning and all that. But I mean, so I guess when you're, if you're a free agent and you're going around, you're like, man, this facility is amazing. Look at the quality of food that they're providing for us. But it's become an expected thing that you've got a training table 2 to 3 times every single day.
Right. So if I were playing today, right, I would want great food, no doubt, and I think they have that. A great weight room, which they do. A great recovery, which they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if
the things that are actually important.
I don't know
to
if
you
I'd go,
performing.
hey, honey, do we go Jacksonville or Baltimore? Jacksonville has a better, game day experience for you and the babies. Is that, I wouldn't even ask her that. She wouldn't even want me to ask her that. You know what I mean? I don't know. But whatever. It's
I
the age we live in.
And it probably doesn't impact everybody, but there are probably some people that are swayed by, the amenities. And, like, it's why they wine and dine free agents, right? You bring them in, you bring your wife, you take them out to dinner. Like, this is not the normal experience. We're not taking you to a 5-star restaurant once you sign here, you know? So it's all salesmanship, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
I don't know. You know what's important to people, you know, at the end of the day. And again, going from 4 wins to 13 wins, I think that helps the grades.
No doubt.
So, you know, hopefully they continue to win, the grades stay high.
Amen to that, right? And in the end, if they win and they get bad grades, I don't really care.
No doubt.
Quite frankly.
I don't care
you know,
either.
and
suck it up.
Right. The only reason you should care when they're really bad, like when you get an F in treatment of families, that stands out, right?
That's
like
different.
so, like the report they got yesterday was fantastic across the board. You know, even if you're all right, so you got a C for assistant coaches or position coaches, big deal, right? Everything else is B+ or higher across the board.
Yeah.
So
good,
you're doing pretty well. All right, let's come back. Let's talk about today's question of the day. We're asking which position or position group you think is not being discussed enough that is a need for this football team. I've definitely got one in mind. So we'll share our thoughts on that when we come back here in a moment. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and RJ Saunders. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Hear the big moments and game-changing plays.
That is another pick six. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Your home for the most play-by-play is 1010XL.
If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
The Jacksonville Icemen are in town for a pair of games this Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, it's Military Night, presented by the Nimnick family of dealerships, as we honor our military, and the Icemen wear special themed jerseys. Then Sunday at 3, it's a Publix Family Fun Day. Take a shot on goal on the ice after the game. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Icemen hockey is #Sub-Zero.
The First Coast Games is an annual team building challenge to introduce fun activities into the workplace and focus on your employees' health and wellness goals. These goals include some friendly competition, of course, including pickleball, cornhole, volleyball, flag football, and other team sports. The games will begin in March. Register your company and teams at fcymca.org.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee. Can you imagine owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Imagine enjoying fresh produce from the garden, fruit from the orchard, meats from the smokehouse. Every meal is a true farm-to-table experience all year long. Belong to a place where your family can choose nature over screens, spending their days feeding animals, picking berries, and fishing in the farm's pond. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance to buy $1 million of affordable term life for you. All All you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Hi, I'm Eric Mann with the First Coast YMCA. Thanks to the players, we're helping individuals and families grow stronger through youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. 11 days until the players.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, so today's question of the day on Jaguars Today is as follows. Which positional need for the Jags isn't being discussed enough? It's amusing to me to some degree. I guess it depends on what you're hearing, and maybe you think, we should be talking about your answer every minute, but like the people who are saying defensive tackle, I don't know. I mean, I feel like defensive tackle, edge, and even linebacker have been discussed enough.
Yeah.
But that's me. And obviously, we're asking you for your opinion on this. Here's why I asked this question today. And my answer maybe coincides with this, because just looking at the guys that are being reported to be met with by the Jaguars, a lot of tight ends.
A lot of tight ends, yeah.
A lot of tight ends.
Yep.
And it's the type of tight end, Tony, that has caught my eye the most. Because these are not the Quentin Morris road grading, destroy you as a blocker types. These are the seam stretching offensive weapon tight ends that they're meeting with. And in fact, the guys I was looking up, the ones that they're reported to meet with, the scouting reports all knock them for their blocking, right? Like a good weapon really needs a lot of development in this area. And some of them will tell you, I'm better at that than what they say. I've worked hard on it, whatever the case. Who's that kid at Vandy, right? Who switched from quarterback, who's now he's never had to block anybody for most of his football life. But do you think they looked at what happened when Brenton Strange went out last year, and they had really no pass catching presence with that group, Tom, and that they are looking at? That's why, to me, I thought, man, maybe this is a position that they are thinking they need help out a lot more than we are, because we're like, we got Brenton Strange, he's a total package, all right, but he went down.
Right.
It's not easy to find a total package tight end, a guy who is as good at blocking as he is at receiving. And so I just found it interesting that they're meeting with all these like move type guys.
I'm not surprised by that. I kind of felt like they would add something to Brenton Strange. I don't know what happened with Hunter Long. I'm not saying he's that kind of guy, but man, he was doing really well in the red zone. And then they just went away from him after that one drop. Remember, he had a couple touchdowns, and he had the drop, and then I think he might have had a little bit of an injury, but he never came back. I think they thought Johnny Munt would give him a little bit more, but in Johnny's defense, he didn't get a ton of opportunities. I felt like when Brenton went down, Trevor looked elsewhere, to his other targets, to Parker, to Jacoby, to BTJ on occasion. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in that. I think Quentin Morris, by the way, and he is a vicious blocker. We know that. But I think he's pretty athletic, too. I think he can get down the field. But I'm not surprised that they're going to maybe draft
he's a free agent.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah, I mean, now that doesn't mean they won't bring him back, but Quentin Morris only caught 6 passes in the regular season.
Yeah.
So
they didn't go to him much. But
they didn't. And so I'm wondering. So I'm looking over at NFL Draft Buzz on this, and because I think I'll remember the names of the guys. Jack Endries is one. Out of Texas, right?
Max Clare in there at all?
No. But he is another one of those guys
I played with his dad.
Very good receiver. Maybe needs to get in the weight room or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying that you can't improve that. It's just that, I feel like we think, all right, they got Brenton Strange, he can do everything, and they've got all these receivers. They don't really need another weapon, another target, as much as they need a guy who can do a little of both, that doesn't tip your hand when he's
Right.
on the field in
Right.
terms of the run-pass ratio.
I feel like most teams have two tight ends, don't you? I mean, one's more than the other, but as far as having that, dual threat, more blocking for one, maybe more pass catch. I think of like Komet and who's that, Loveland up in Chicago, that kind of tandem.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the second tight end has hurt us in the past. You know what I mean? Even if they're not superstar type players.
Right.
So it always feels like you need that second tight end to keep things balanced and not let that tendency show with just one.
I don't know. I like the Seahawks. They just won it, right?
Yep.
They have A.J. Barner had a nice year as a good red zone weapon. They drafted Elijah Arroyo, but he really didn't do anything for them this year. The Patriots, they have Hunter Henry, but okay, that's basically it. Now the Rams,
they had Austin. What's his name? He was
Austin Hooper, but he's not.
He didn't. No, I know he was hot at one time. I remember a free agent. We thought he was.
Yeah,
a few years ago.
I'm talking about like the impact they had this year.
No, sure,
on
no
the
doubt.
field.
No
I didn't
doubt,
think
yeah.
it was that big, but he's better than a lot of second tight ends. I will grant you that. Like the Rams used a lot of 3 tight end formations.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of them are necessarily stars, among the guys they had.
Especially when one of their 2 premier wide receivers were out. They were like, that's fine. We'll go 3 tight ends.
That's right.
Oscar Delp was another guy the Jags met with who's, again, these guys are all in the like 245 to 240 to 245 pound range. Whereas, you look at Brenton Strange, he's listed at like 255, probably plays 260, so he's probably in some cases 15, 20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah,
on these guys.
he's got a freak of nature, Brent Strange. We saw that when he first got it. We're like, man, look at
Granted.
Yeah.
But, when I look like now, Quentin Morris is not, he's only probably around the same size as some of these guys, but he's a little bit shorter. So he's a little bit more compact. I don't know. I just found it interesting.
He seems pretty athletic to me. I know he didn't get a lot of run, but
is there another position out there you think for the Jags that we should be discussing more?
Well, maybe corner. I think because of Travis Hunter, and what's happening with him, we've kind of said, oh, well, he's our starting corner, so we don't have to talk about it too much. And then, look, I think, we've got Jarian, which we like him a lot. We'll see what happens with Buster if he, he makes it back.
Will there be a new starter at cornerback who's not currently on the roster who will start sometime in the first month of the season? I'm not saying he has to start necessarily opening day, but will they add a corner who will be looked at as a starter very early on in the year?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Jordan Lewis will be back healthy, so he'll take one. And
Hunter, obviously.
Well, yeah, Travis would take the other, yeah.
Yeah, I think, though, in 3 corner sets, I think that's to be determined. Like if Monteric's not back.
Well, Jarian, I mean, you still need another, right?
Yeah, I don't know if Jarian, if they look at him like as the answer on the outside, as much as they would as another functional slot corner.
Right, but you could keep him in the slot with those guys, right?
You
If
could,
Jordan Lewis,
but I think Jordan Lewis, that's his ultimate.
You'd rather have him in the slot?
Yeah, I think that's ultimately where they feel most comfortable with
You think
him.
Buster will be back? Monteric will be back?
Don't know. I mean,
and if he is, then the answer is almost definitely no.
I agree. Right. But I still think this is going to be a position they add a couple of new bodies to.
I think you kind of have to with special teams and everything. You know what I mean? You got
to some degree.
Got to add some speed to your roster.
Beyond that, like Travis Hunter, we're expecting a lot. I'd like to get what I'd really like at this point in the offseason is to get the full bill of health on Travis Hunter and Caleb Bransall.
For sure.
And know how healthy that secondary is expected to be for OTAs and beyond. Anyway, we'll come back, get a call or two, and we will look at some of your responses to today's question of the day, as well as we get ready to send you off into the weekend. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Big Number 1 Duval Ford. If you want the best selection of trucks in Jacksonville, look no further than Duval Ford. They've got Jacksonville's largest lineup of brand new trucks with massive discounts, over $10,000 off select models. That's right, savings you're not going to get anywhere else in Duval County. Your next truck is waiting where else? At Big Number 1 Duval Ford. So visit DuvalFord.com online or stop by 1616 Cassett Avenue today. And don't forget, it's truck time at Duval Ford.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hey, Googans, Hicken here, and I just want to once again give you this very simple reminder. Wear sunscreen. If you're outside a lot, bring the screen. Put some in your truck, on your boat, in your golf bag, whatever, wherever, just use it. Please. It's hot out there, and I just want you to protect yourself. I use it like it's cool because I think it is. But what's not cool, that's skin cancer. You don't want to deal with that. Go get yourself checked out. It could save your life. Go to beachesdermatology.com and schedule your appointment today. That's beachesdermatology.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Duval Fence is looking for the best in fence installers. Check out DuvalFence.com right now and fence in a great job opportunity. From estimates to installers, they're looking for you right now. Log on to DuvalFence.com for all the details. Equal opportunity employer.
Don't miss your chance to see LPGA Tour Stars of Tomorrow competing at Atlantic Beach Country Club March 5th through the 7th. It's the Epsom Tours Atlantic Beach Classic presented by Access Golf, and it's the first stop on the pathway to the top 15 ladies receiving LPGA Tour cards at the end of the season. So get out there and watch some high-quality golf. Support the ladies of tomorrow. Tickets and information available at AtlanticBeachClassic.com. That's AtlanticBeachClassic.com.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
Are you in the doghouse or maybe have a special occasion soon? It's funny how Kuhn Flowers can take care of any situation. Max Fink here, and anytime I've needed to make her happy, I rely on Kuhn Flowers to make that happiness happen. There's only one, KuhnFlowers.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace.
Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service. On 1010XL.
All right, wrapping up a week here on Jaguars Today. Tommy Mack still got helmets and heels coming up this
That's
afternoon.
right. You got to like a producer that pays attention. You know what I'm saying? We were just singing that tune in the break.
Were we?
Yeah. Way to
Were
go,
we?
RJ. Yeah, we
I
were.
have no idea
Remember
what I
I
was
said
singing
carry
in the
on
break.
my wayward son, and then you
did.
took it off from there.
Did I?
You did.
Honest to God.
Yeah, squirrel.
That was like the automatic part of my brain just reacting there with no thought whatsoever.
Good job, RJ.
Nice job, RJ Saunders.
Good
All right.
work.
Here's some of the responses we got to positions not being discussed enough as needs for the Jags. Doom said receiver. Interesting. He said there's still no bona fide number one. Okay, but I mean, are you in position to get a bona fide number one? You know, with everything else that you've got going on, and I get it. That's not the question necessarily, but I don't know, man. I think if BTJ's part of this team, I think receiver is incredibly low on the need list for this football team.
Yeah, and I think Doom in his response to finish the comment with basically saying he's not happy to wait around for it.
Maybe BTJ will play his way back. That I don't want to wait to find out. Well, then what are you going to – I mean, first of all, are you going to get a true NFL number one at 56 when everyone says, yeah, it's a deep receiver class? There may not be any actual NFL number ones in the class.
Right.
So, anyway, all right.
We all felt like he was playing his way into being that a year ago. This is not that long ago that we had that kind of feeling about Brian Thomas Jr. I'm not saying that I'm not willing to listen to people that want to call and ask about Brian, but it's going to take – there is a cost – there's a line in my head. If you're not willing to come across that line to meet me,
that's right,
then we're not talking about anything.
Dilla and several others said linebackers. Again, it's only from my perspective. When we do our mock drafts Mondays, I've been taking linebacker high for him. I consider 2 my first 3 picks this week.
Okay.
So I feel like mentally.
Because Lloyd's gone.
Yes, Lloyd's gone, and Foyer's not getting any younger, and I didn't see anything from Jack Kaiser that indicates to me he's ready to contribute on base defense. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen it.
I agree with that.
So we got Ventrell. We need a starter. Probably need some depth. So I do feel like we've acknowledged that. But if you feel like that's like their top need, maybe you don't feel like it's being talked about enough.
Well, Gardeck should be back, but he's not signed yet. Right?
He's not. He's a free agent,
right? So hopefully he can be back. So I could see linebacker being, not up there near the top, but you got to keep your eye on it.
Replacing Devin Lloyd, who was your best player on defense last year, creates a pretty big hole. Cody, who called in, said left tackle, but I don't disagree that they can add offensive line. I just don't think it's because the rationale he gave. Maybe Cole Van Lanen's not the guy. Well, then they shouldn't have given him that contract extension. You can't give him the contract and then hedge.
I don't think that's high on their list.
I don't
I think
so
guard
either.
would be somewhere in those 4 picks, maybe if you got a standout guard.
Here's one from Mike. Interior D-line, specifically a 3 technique with pass rush capability. I mean, I feel like everyone.
Ad nauseum.
That's all. We'd all
we need it.
Like
we all
that.
want it. Yep.
If you could have John Franklin Myers or Tyler Linderbaum in free agency.
John Franklin Myers.
You would? I'd take Linderbaum. I would.
We're suffice at center. I like our center.
I get it, but if I could get a 25-year-old that the whole league wants, and I look at John Franklin Myers, our need is probably greater in the short term there, but I think Linderbaum, you look back in 2 years and go, we got the right guy. That's me, anyway.
Yeah. All I need is 2 years out of John Franklin Myers. I don't need any more than that.
Okay.
If you get more, that's a bonus, but he's been pretty good, man.
Guess what?
7 sacks 2 years in a row.
Probably not going to get either one.
No.
Unfortunately. Right. No one's sitting here like they can flip a coin and just pick who's going to be our third edge. All right. I agree that's a need, but I think we've talked about that a good bit. But hey, this is from the listener's perspective. Here's one: safety and guard. Strong side linebacker. Will Gardeck return, or do we need to address the position, and on and on and on. So anyway,
if Lloyd's gone, I would not let Gardeck get out of here. And not that he replaces Lloyd, but I wouldn't want to have to replace both of them. I think Gardeck's really good for this team. I think he's really good for this defense. And I think they need to use him more, especially getting after the QB in situational situations.
Don't disagree, but
does that make sense, Tom?
Time will tell. Situational situations.
Yeah,
We'll discuss it next month, Tom. Let's do that. All right. We're almost to the end of February. Thanks for playing along today. Let's welcome in the crew of XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Joe C. and the crew, I'm told, at Pine Royale Golf Club in Callahan, Joey. Got a good day for it, man.
It is beautiful right now. There's just a little bit of cloud cover. You got that light breeze, and I'm telling you what, bro, they have broken out really cool stuff here in Callahan. Look, this ain't your daddy's Callahan. Let me just put it to you that way. So if you are up in the Nassau County area, Pine Royale is on Callahan Club Boulevard, and it's west of I-95 as you are out and about in this area. Bottom line is, Mike, they have got 9-hole par 3 course. It is designed for golfers to come out here and have all sorts of fun. Lighted greens after the sun goes down until 10 p.m. They got TrackMan bays in their driving range area. It's all covered. Bro, it's pretty dang cool.
Oh, awesome, man. Sounds fantastic. Have to check it out. Joey, what will you guys be getting into today?
So I did find it interesting. How can Reuben Bain Jr. and Cassius Howell have such success in the college game as short-armed as they are? And so we'll keep that going, talk a little bit more about it. Matt Miller put out a list of all the guys who have led the league in sacks and their arm measurement. So big search. We're just going to challenge him. How does a short-armed dude get around him? So we'll talk about that. And then we'll get back into that BTJ conversation that you guys had and plenty more as far as the Jags, the Combine, and some college football is concerned.
All right, Joe, you guys have a great show out there. We'll be listening, man.
All right, dude, thanks.
All right, buddy, there you go. Joe C. and the crew. Happy weekend to them. Tony Smith, any good plans for the weekend?
Not really.
Okay.
Just hanging out.
Fair enough. Tommy Mack?
Yeah, same. A lot of chilling.
Hanging out weekend.
Yep.
RJ?
Anniversary on Sunday.
What anniversary? What?
6 years.
6. Okay.
6
He held up
years.
a bunch of fingers.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I only
think
saw
I can
one
count.
finger.
This is
I was
radio.
one.
Sorry, I
one on
apologize.
the one hand. I'm assuming you went with the full
Okay,
hand on
gotcha.
the other.
Number
6 years.
6.
All right. Got plans? You don't have to break them to us.
Yeah.
Okay. Good enough.
That's a good plan.
I got
like
plans.
it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I got
Damn
plans.
right I got plans.
All right. What am I doing this weekend? I got no idea.
Any golf? No.
Nah, the body's body needs to go to the repair shop.
Does
a little
it?
bit. Yeah, unfortunately, man.
It needs some grease.
I'm in some bad spots, but I'm getting that worked out. So
all right, good.
hopefully that'll be all right. Oh, but my son will be home from college tomorrow for
Very
spring break,
cool.
so I get to
Nice.
see him before who the hell knows where life will take him.
Yeah, right.
You know, but at least for the week, I get to see my progeny. All right, that'll do it for us today. Thanks for joining us this week. To all our guests. And, of course, our co-hosts like Tom McManus. For Tony Smith and R.J. Saunders, I'm Mike Dempsey. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you Monday here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5.